Hello, hi, welcome back. It is Thursday once again.
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 So fast, it's insane.
Time flies like that. It is Thursday once again, which means that it is a time for another live stream here from the Oslo office.
Snowy Oslo.
Check out Funcom.
Very snowy.
And it's been snowy, and Natascha doesn't like the snow. I'm ambivalent.
I do like snow. I don't like the cold. If the snow would come with heat, I wouldn't mind at all. But it's just. It's cold and wet, and it's just no fun.
I mean, it's still March, and we have winter until like
also,
April.
Also, snow with
usually.
sun would be fine. Snow with sun would be fine too, but right now it's like in between rain and snow, which is...
It's very true.
Okay.
It is the Natascha and Erik Power Hour here from our offices in Funcom, where we've gotten some cool new lights that should now no longer shut off after 15 minutes.
Hopefully stay on, yeah. That's funny.
So yeah, we have a thing here that we should be able to control the light and all that kind of stuff. That's going to be neat, and it's good. I think we look much better now under this lighting.
I wish the lamps would actually make me look better. It's more, there's more light at least.
Yes, and my forehead doesn't look all shiny and weird.
we don't need makeup artists anymore, so that's good.
Yes.
We don't need any.
And we're wearing the latest fashion trend.
Yeah.
Here at the Funcom office, because we
Funcom hoodies.
As you may have noticed if you follow us on Twitter or on Instagram at official Funcom, we've got some super cool dev team hooded jackets.
Mm-hmm.
And it even has
I can show it. I can show.
It even has the screaming man on the back and the flag, which is really
awesome.
Really cool.
Yeah.
We also got just regular hoodies. So I guess expect us to wear that a lot on streams going forward.
Or on conferences. If you meet us somewhere out there, we'll definitely be... I will be wearing the Funcom hoodie.
At conventions and
GDC
meetups
Gamescom,
and GDC and all that kind of stuff. This is what we'll be decked out in. So we're trendy people now, I think, because everyone else at the office is wearing them, and when everyone is wearing something, of course, it's a trend.
All right, let's get into the cool new stuff. The other cool new stuff.
Because it's been a while. I think
Exiles.
we did our last Exile stream maybe 3 weeks ago. Yes, because we've done 2 Mutant Year Zero streams, and then we're back to Conan Exiles now because there's been some developments. And first off, shout out to chat and shout out to the community for helping us out with testing and with feedback and with bug reports and all that kind of stuff.
Everything.
We know that it took a while to get the most recent patch out, and we're 100% aware of that, and we're admitting to that stuff. But you guys have been really patient with us. You've been really kind to us, and we appreciate that a whole lot. Especially those of you who helped out on our test live build and our test live servers with everything that needed to be done there. So yes, and to everyone who helped out during the so-called Call to Arms event that we did, your Atlantean sword keys will be sent to you very, very soon. And we just need to get a few ducks in a row before we can do that, and then everything will be shipped off. All right.
And we just released that big patch. So
we did. We have released 4 patches in 1 week, which is pretty insane.
And one of them was really big.
Yes,
really
absolutely.
Big.
We're gonna get to that very shortly. But yeah, 4 patches in 1 week. 3 of them was this week alone.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be a free weekend on Steam. Starting, I think it's later today. We're gonna get to that.
Probably after the stream, like around
most
that
likely.
time. Unfortunately we can't really tell because it's on Steam's side when they actually
they
take
push
it
the
live.
button.
They push the button, so that's the reason we can't really tell you like at 8 o'clock, but it should be sometime around like right after the stream.
So around 7-8 European time. So do your calculations, or just head on over to timeanddate.com, which I usually use to when I have to set up all of that stuff. All right, so what have we added to the game now? We've added a whole lot.
Yeah. So I mean, the main theme was
the one thing we kept talking about for a while at least was building optimizations.
Yes.
We talked about new content and balancing. We talked about new and improved VoIP, which we managed to get in just at the end before the patch went out. Unfortunately, the building optimizations had to be disabled because that is essentially what was holding back the major patch that we wanted to release.
Yeah.
Because we kept doing playtests and we kept finding like new, like tiny things that we knew people would be not upset about, but people wouldn't necessarily appreciate it if we rolled the patch out with those errors.
Yeah, I mean, there was like an issue where you would actually have lost building materials and things like that, and that's not. I mean, we know that's not fun, and that's frustrating. So we decided to disable the building optimization, but instead get the patch out with a lot of the things that you guys have been waiting for.
Yes.
Fixes and balancing and specific levels of perch improvements and all that good stuff.
And the voice over IP, which
of course,
been very important for role players. And
yes, exactly. So, but we hope that we should be able to put it back in relatively soon, like very soon. I don't want to give any actual ETAs because I don't want to put any pressure on our developers who already work so hard. But I think it's going to be very soon.
Yes.
And we'll, of course, let you know as soon as we know more.
Yeah, we know that the words very soon isn't always the most positive. Well, it's positive.
I mean, it's a meme.
Sort of, yeah. It's very soon, TM, and then people don't know what that means. But it's just the like when we have a firm locked in patch date, like that is when we will tell you guys more. And the reason we're not, saying a target is because if it becomes like the last time where we have to push it back and then move it and then move it and then move it, it's we would rather just know specifically like the firm date and then we roll it out essentially.
So PlayStation 4 has issues right now from what we know, but that's not, from what I understand, that's not really on our site because that's a PlayStation 4 update. Okay. And it seems that PlayStation Network has some issues. At least that's what I know right now. So we've been looking into it, but I think it's not necessarily something on our side. But we'll definitely keep checking that.
Yep.
For all you PS4 players who mention it.
It's dark now in the game. So I'm gonna... Yes, it worked. Woohoo, fantastic.
Ooh, nice sky.
Yeah, it's real good.
Nice.
All right, so we're gonna go through some of the stuff that was in the patch. And for those of you who have already read the patch notes, this might be a bit...
or tried the patch
or tried looking at some of the stuff already. Like this, you might hear and see things that you have seen or heard before, but we also realize that there might be people watching the streams who don't know what's up. There might be people who are waiting for the free weekend to start, and they're wondering what we've done with the game before they jump into the game during the free weekend. So we wanted to, dedicate some time to people who might not be completely up to speed on what's been going on in the land of Conan Exiles, essentially. There's a good question here, though. When will we cosplay as the Aquilonian and the elephant?
My friend, that's a good question. The thing is, my friend who was supposed to help me with the cosplay, she actually got sick.
Oh no!
So she didn't she didn't really have time to work on my cosplay.
Right.
Because I sent her everything. I even wrapped myself in like those tape things, and I took all the measurements that she needed, but I didn't want to pressure her. So hopefully it will still happen. I would like it to happen. I'm not sure if the measurements are still fitting though right now because that has been a while ago.
Depends. I've actually timed this really, really well because now the sun is coming up and it gives a real cool like halo
and it looks super
effect.
Nice too. Look at that sunrise.
So yeah, we've added in a bunch of new NPC camps. NPC progression has been revamped, so factions are a bit more difficult now, and factions have loot that are more in flavor of
specific to their faction.
So if you meet Darfaris, you will encounter loot in them that are natural for them to have with them, and for example pirates will have more higher gear than for example Darfari will, etc, etc, etc. We've also done monsters and animals a bit more difficult to fight, but you also get more experience points from them. NPC what was I lost my thread now. And yes, we've also started spawning in certain elite types of monsters, which I think are already roaming around the map.
And they can spawn in inside camps, or they can also spawn as free roaming, more stronger versions that are already in the game.
Yes. And
they look special. They have
glowing
better
eyes.
loot, they have,
as far as I know.
Eyes, and they have different textures as well.
Let's see. I have control.
And different specific hit bars. So the actual hit bars for the different type of monsters or NPCs they look different as well now. So it's an indication of, okay, this is a special NPC or a special mob.
Yeah. So I think unique thralls have like a gold bar on them, like named thralls, and then if it's like a boss monster, it has like skulls underneath.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So you know it's a bad guy because it has skulls.
And it's probably gonna whoop your or my ass anyway.
Depending on who you are and how much you've leveled up and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Dragon Teeth says that mini boss crocs with blue glowing eyes were really cool, as I was attacked by 2 of them.
Oh, 2? That's unlucky though. Oh wow.
And another thing we did recently is that we removed the hunger system. And essentially now your pets and your thralls are running on a decay system similar to what your buildings are running on, except separated. Like there are different decay timers for both of them, and so their life is terminated if no member of your clan or the clan to which they belong has logged into the game for 2 weeks. At least that's the setting on official servers. And but they will still gain buffs from eating food. So if you want to feed your thralls and feed your pets, you can still do that. But we decided that. I guess the system wasn't working. System.
Yeah,
it wasn't really working as 100% intended.
We got quite a lot of feedback that you guys, the players, didn't really feel it was very rewarding. It was more of a kind of a grind, and it wasn't really fun.
Yeah.
And of course, we're happy to listen and to adjust if needed.
Mm-hmm. And of course, there's some really cool new role-playing updates. You can write a biography for your character if you want to. This is my character right now, Moknov. And
what's the story behind that name?
It's Funcom backwards.
I didn't even realize it is Funcom backwards. Wow, is that embarrassing? Jesus Christ! I bet chat noticed immediately.
I was gonna do a whole thing about it. Like eagle-eyed viewers in chat may have already noticed what the name is, and then you spoiled it.
Sorry. Well, you didn't need to tell me.
That's very true. I didn't have to do that. But then you can basically just click the edit button. You can start writing. You're limited to 3,000 characters, so you can't just put in the entirety of Lord of the Rings in here.
No.
Which I remember.
We expected that to happen, so we actually.
Yes, because it's happened once before. I think around the time we rolled out naming pets. Someone had copy-pasted the entirety of, I think it was the B movie or Lord of the Rings, and then things just sort of died, unfortunately.
You guys are so creative.
Yes.
Well, it's scary. Absolutely. It's scary sometimes.
We've also added in, let's see, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to spawn in some stuff. Newt. We've also added in special notes that you can, is that the right? Yes, that is the right note. That you can write on if you want to. You just pop it on the ground, and then you click the button, and then you can write basically whatever you want. It's the same interface. Hello world.
Little messages.
I am hungry. And then you can leave messages to your clan members, and you can. I think there's also one with like a dagger through it that you can put up on walls. Mm-hmm. So you can do all kinds of really cool stuff for your role player.
You can put rewards on other players, for example, or you can do like a scavenger hunt and say like, okay, whoever brings me, like on that note, whoever brings me 5 dragon heads will get a super amazing reward.
And to read the biography of other players, because that was a question that we just got in chat, you basically just walk up to them, you hold down the E key, like there should have been another player here, I realize now, I should have coordinated this better. Mm-hmm. You just walk up to another player, you hold down the E key, and then there should be a toggle you can choose that just says like read biography. And you can also, if you don't want to read people's biographies, there's also a biography sharing and access setting in the gameplay that you can choose share with everyone, share with clan members, or turn it off. And same thing with showing people's biographies, like show biographies by clan members or don't show it at all. Because, in case case people write things that that they shouldn't write.
Which people will.
Which some people might.
Of course.
But yeah, people have also started noticing the new
jackets.
Yes, thank you very much, Bong Chun. Thank you very much. We've also updated the key art on the Steam store page, which was really, really cool.
We actually
shout out to the artist who made that for us.
We also have an interesting blog post coming where it will show you a little bit step by step which process we went through with the artist to actually create the art. I think personally it's going to be very interesting.
Yep. Let's see what else.
Where's Joel Vilos? Joel is working
Joel
right now.
is working on things.
He's hard on things. Designing things.
Writing and instructing.
Character writing.
Instructing voice actors. He's doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yes.
Finally, another final thing that I want to talk about is what am I supposed to do with all my meat, though? Well, your character can eat it because your character will still get hungry, and you can still give meat to your thralls, and they will get a buff from it. So there's still that whole system.
Yeah, the buff system is still in place.
Yes.
Don't forget that. So it's still, I think, a nifty little thing.
Another thing that I wanted to point out for like role players is the new system we have with dice, where you can roll a dice, and I'm not sure why it's not working right now, but I think it might not be working because we're not in.
About the free weekend, please. So it's supposed to start later tonight, and it's supposed to go on until Monday evening, European time.
European time, yes.
Unfortunately, since again it's Steam who has to push the button, we can't really decide when exactly it goes live. We do assume it will be sometime right after this stream, though, between well, let's say in like 40 minutes to an hour, maybe around that time.
I am okay. So Shadow at over on YouTube asks if we're Norwegian. I'm Norwegian. Natascha is Swiss.
I'm Swiss.
And a lot of people working at the office are Norwegian, but some of them are also not Norwegian.
Will you guys add more clothing and armors?
Speaking of which, he said loudly. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry to anyone's ears. So we have, in a sense, added new clothing and armor, because as part of the content balancing that we've done is that we have you just gave me this one anyway, is that we have basically done an entire revamp.
You took it.
Yeah, okay, there we go. We've basically done an entire revamp of the Unnamed City area, which is this area right here, because we realized that a lot of players, once they hit level 60, they like mostly just stayed, like people would just stay out of this area because like it is important to the story in a lot of cases, but there wasn't really any reason to go there once you were done with the story bits. And so we decided that, well, we need to give players a reason to go there. And so we introduced some new bosses to the area. So there are 8 new bosses. There are several mini bosses. And they will, a lot of them will drop either legendary weapons, new legendary weapons that we've added, or legendary armor, which I'm wearing right now. And as you can see, it is slightly altered versions of armor that already exists, but they have unique names, and they also have unique buffs to your attributes. So I'm wearing the God Eye, I'm wearing the Commander's Chestplate, I'm wearing the Gauntlets of the Brute, Vermin Hide Pants, and War Mammoth Boots. And if I head over to my attributes, you can see that I have a +4 to Strength, +1 to Agility, +4 to Vitality, +1 to Accuracy. So all of these boosts come from the different armor pieces that I'm wearing. Now, you don't get there's no full set of all these legendary armors. Like, it's all legendary armor pieces, because they're supposed to be slightly ancient, and some of them have decayed and all that kind of stuff. So we're essentially asking you to mix and match. But if you, for example, already wear a reptile armor, you can just throw on Gauntlets of the Brute, and it won't mess too much up of the aesthetic you got going on, essentially. So we wanted to add like more reasons for people to go to the Unnamed City, and so adding in new weapons and new armors and all that kind of stuff was a way to do that.
Also, what is probably important to mention here is that this this is right now some of the most powerful armor that you can get in the game.
Yes.
And that's also the reason that right now we don't have legendary repair armor kits, and that's on purpose. So because this is like super powerful if you get like a set of different type of these legendary armor pieces. So the reason behind this is that we are looking at, or we want to create more of these and add more legendary, like specific, unique armor pieces as well down the line. And then we will also look at maybe adding, or the plan is, from what I understand, also at a later point to actually add one of those armor repair kits.
Yep.
But we have to kind of get a feeling first for how powerful is that and how easy is it to get for players, and making sure we don't like screw the whole balance over with being able to just repair that like ad nauseum, right? Yeah. So we want to get a feel for that first.
And as Rob the Swede points out in chat, he is one of the designers on Conan Exiles. Some armors will also grant special buffs when you wear them, like poison removal, underwater breathing, etc. So there's a good reason for to head to the Unnamed City, because there's some cool stuff there.
Really cool stuff.
There's also this sword that I'm currently wielding called the Lying Bastard Sword, which looks like a sword, but attacks like an axe, which I really, really dig. There's also the Sword of Crom, which takes one swing and then drains your stamina.
Wow.
But it's also a pretty powerful sword, as far as I know. So it's sort of a risk-reward
so pointy.
kind of thing.
It looks like a huge toothpick.
It is extremely pointy.
It looks like a used toothpick.
It looks like you can...
Looks cool.
Yeah.
You can help a dragon out with that thing.
For example.
Smoke.
Right. Let's see. How about an invisibility armor to make it easier to hide while my thrall does all the fighting? I think that's a bit too OP, but
I like the idea though. Like, just let your thralls do all the work for you. I like that. I would do that.
The cube that you can see in the lower left corner is one of the dice that you can use right now. Unfortunately, I realized once I was trying to make it work is that it's kind of broken right now. It doesn't work right now, but it's on our list of things to fix, of course.
Deathly Hallows armors.
That's a Harry Potter reference.
That's a Harry Potter, yeah.
I think he means the invisibility cloak thing.
Invisibility is a bit powerful, I think.
Yeah, it would only work if you stay still, like your predator. And another thing that we've added in the Unnamed City is something called a Fragment of Power, and that is something that any boss that you fight will drop. Can drop. And so
in the Unnamed City. Again.
Yes, and so spoiler warning. I mean, this has been out for a little bit. But spoiler warning, in case you want to figure this stuff out for yourself. Fragments of Power can be used in two different ways. One of them is to just use it from your inventory, and it will say, you have gained feat points, and consuming one will give you 10 feat points. I already had 10 in advance. And so once you hit level 60, and once you've spent all your feat points, if you continue farming Fragments of Power, you can eventually unlock every single feat in the game. We did this so people would have more stuff to do once they reach level 60 and have more of an incentive to keep playing. Because one of the things that we heard, one of the pieces of feedback that we got from a lot of people was that, well, I've reached level 60 and I have all these feats, but I want to try the other stuff too, and I don't want to keep resetting everything. Because like resetting everything means that you have to start like unlocking and go through all the trees and all that kind of stuff. And it's a bit of a hassle having to do that. Would you agree?
I agree.
So we figured, hey, why don't we give you this thing that gives you some feat points? It's not a finite resource. It's an infinite resource that you can get from bosses as long as you kill them, of course. And then you can keep adding and keep trying new stuff and unlocking new feats. Because like attributes, we sort of want to limit you because we don't want you to be too overpowered. I mean, imagine running around with 50 points in every single attribute, which I think a lot of people can do because that was an exploit for a while.
That's not okay, and it's not good for balancing either.
But feat points are sort of a different matter because it doesn't really
it doesn't make the character more powerful.
Exactly, it doesn't affect game balancing in such a huge way as, for example, giving you a ton of attribute points, for example. So, but I'm also gonna have a drink of water and I'm gonna talk about it. You can also head to the archivist in the Unnamed City and deliver a fragment of power to him, which will then grant you a special scroll, which will grant you a special a random scroll, yes, which will then grant you a special recipe for a bunch of different things. So I have one of them here. That's basically the scroll telling you, give me a fragment of power and I will give you knowledge. And then I have another one here for a venom-infused sword. I just use it and I gain another feat to be able to craft a venom-infused sword. I'm not really sure where I can find it, but it's supposed to be here somewhere.
What's that skull icon feat on the survival you have? On the feats?
Skull icon? I don't see a skull icon. I also need to drink, but we can just turn that off.
What's that skull icon feat under survival you have? Taitaka asks. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what that's reference to. Anyway. God, someone is trying to message me on Slack while I'm on stream, and that's not fun. I also picked up a scroll earlier with something that I could craft, and I got the ability to make the glasser weapon, which is basically 2 broken bottles that you use the same way that you would use any kind of knife weapon. And it's to add more variety, it's to add more cool and interesting and funny weapons, like this battle spatula, which is an axe. There's a broken stool or a table leg. There's a wooden practice sword. So there's a bunch of, like, some of them are jokey items, and some of them are weapons that actually do a fair amount of damage. And for
this is the meat cleaver, the thing that looks like a meat cleaver.
Yeah, and for role players, I think this will add a lot of really cool stuff, because you can be the character that runs around with a giant spatula, because why not?
For fights.
I know what they mean. This.
Oh, the skull,
yes.
yeah.
Library of Esoteric Artifacts, decorative metal skull. That's something I also learned from the archivist. Now I get it. Sorry.
Special.
Yes, we weren't paying attention. And it's a decorative skull, and you can place it on your shelf, and then you can make weird YouTube videos. I don't know. Some people do that. All right, is that it for the Unnamed City? I think so. Yes, we should also mention that the extra feat points that you gain from using a fragment of power won't go away if you use when you use a yellow lotus potion. So let's say, like right now, in total, if I spend my 20, I will have 517 feat points, and then if I choose to respec, I will still have 517. Yeah. So you don't have to regrind everything, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we had that question pop up a few times on the forums as well. Yes.
And there's also no cap on how many feat points. So if you play for long enough, you can essentially get all of these other things as well. Like if you learn Acolyte of Set, you will then be able to, if you learn all the Acolyte things from the religion trainers, you can then start to unlock everything else here. You can essentially, with Fragments of Power, unlock every single feat available to you in the game if you play hard enough, play long enough. And some people might want to do that. Who knows?
Silk Trick, the glance should actually be dropping now. So that was a bug and we had to fix that. But they should be. I think I've seen people post now that they're actually dropping.
Yep. Yes. Also, Kelvin wants to know if there's if we've had any thoughts about adding a purpose to races. So like their forests can eat raw meat. Arcanians have an increase in bow damage, etc. I think that was discussed during very early in development, but it was basically it came down to not making this an MMORPG. And so the races are purely cosmetical and purely for role-playing
Rob
reasons.
just answered that he's noting it down but not making any guarantees. So.
Okay, then take Rob's word for it, not mine. At least that's what I was told a while back, but of course things might change. What else can we talk about? We can probably talk about something else that's really neat and cool.
Shigu, yeah, so that's that. It has been worked on, but we have no ETA on when that's actually gonna come. But it has been worked on, and we're very aware that's something that the players really would like.
Yep. What was that? The thrall things?
The
Yes.
thrall status.
Battle spatula used by a character named Gordon Ramsay. That would have been. I'd love to see that. There's probably some RP who's
It would be
done
very
that at some point.
aggressive use of a spatula.
Yeah. There's also a new thing we added called the dismantling bench, which basically just breaks things down for you. So if I want to, I can probably... No, I can't. Yeah. I can break down the battle spatula, and I can get star metal bars, and I can get fragments of power if I want to.
Ooh,
So if you, let's say you kill someone who has one of these legendary, one of these weapons in them, then if you have the dismantle bench, you can just get some cool stuff back.
Drop Thalmas. Right now, that is true. So right now the event log doesn't show actual player name anymore, but we have a poll going right now for the official servers, because we are planning to add a setting for private server admins so they can choose if they want that to show or not, if they want to actually show the player name that interacted with something, or if it's just a player has taken blah blah blah, right? So server admins will be able to choose what they want to do, but on official servers we currently have a poll and a discussion going on the forums for different settings for PvP, PvE and PvEC servers. So if you'd like to give your input there, make sure to check that out and vote.
Make Me Coffee in Twitch chat says that they restored licenses on their PS4 and they can log in now. So maybe that is a workaround for people who are having some PS4 problems right now.
Like, oh yeah, I did restore licenses and I can log in now.
Yep. So
that's good to know.
fingers crossed.
Yes,
fingers
that's
crossed.
good to know.
And so yeah, the dismantler bench basically allows you to just take a bunch of stuff, put it in there, and then break it down to their mostly base components. I think you get like 50 or 40% of the stuff you need to make the thing. So it's not a 100, it's not a 1-to-1 thing, but Rob can probably confirm that for me in chat.
I was actually just waving at Sir Bowen, who said hello.
Yes, shout out to Sir Bowen. Shout out to people from our
just
forums. Shout out to a lot of people.
These are not the community members.
Shout out to Harune Gothney for the host. Thank you very much. And we're trying to pay attention to chat. We're also trying to get through everything here. Yes, new and improved VoIP, which we mentioned.
Rob is promising stuff in chat.
Yeah, 20% return on repair cost. I should clarify. All right.
Yeah.
It's good. Thank you, Rob. We should get Rob in here sometime. And
any ETA for console parity patch for all this? We are working on that, but right now we don't have any ETA. But we obviously are trying to get it out as soon as we can. We know that you guys, your console players, are waiting for it.
Yep. Let's see, where was I? New and improved VoIP, which we know has been a very important issue for a lot of our role-playing community. And based on the feedback so far, the new VoIP is working really well. Like, we've implemented Vivox, which is I think they were bought recently by Epic or Unity or someone. They were bought by someone anyway. Basically, it's a much better system than what we had previously, and it's also introduced new lip flap movements, which doesn't work when you're in single player because I'm holding down the push to talk button, and there's nothing right now. But maybe if someone else had logged in, you would have seen it. I don't know. But it's if you're one of those people who really like to, if you like to play with other people, if you like to role play. And if you like to see mouth movements when you're talking, and so it sounds like your character is speaking, it looks like your character is speaking, we have added that feature for you because it's been very important.
So Thomas Huyara asks, is the Dune open world multiplayer also going to be survival? We can't unfortunately comment on anything Dune related at this point.
We have nothing to say about the Dune games.
Unfortunately, we can't really comment on
nothing. And I mean, the reason for that is that there is nothing to say right now. Like, we literally don't know anything other than we're making Dune games. At least I don't know anything beyond what was in the press release. So sorry. Yeah, in case you missed it, we recently announced last week that we're going to be releasing
Yes, we
three
have
games based on the Dune license.
we're working with Legendary.
Yep.
On like, well, not working with them, but we got it. We have a contract with them for at least 3 games based on the Dune IP, which is super exciting.
Justin Lewis, we are looking into the Jebel Saw glitch that you are referring to, and we just missed your comment earlier, but you know.
So in general, with exploits and glitches, we have been fixing quite a few recently, and we are trying to address as many as we can and as fast as we can, and we keep doing that as well. And specifically, there's some glitches like stamina glitch, which is not just one specific instance where it happens.
Yeah.
So we are getting there. It's getting better and better, and it's getting harder and harder to do it. And we really do try our best to with the help of you guys, and many of you have been talking to Ignacy specifically on the forums, giving him tips and hints and telling him how it's done so he can reproduce it. So we have been focusing very actively on exploits specifically recently. I think hopefully you noticed that with the patch notes as well, and we will keep doing that.
Yes.
So we absolutely are, of course, interested in fixing all those exploits, because we know it's not fun to not have a even play field, specifically in PvP.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're aware of that too.
The thing is also that a lot of these fixes take time. Like we need a working repro case, and then we need to be able to reproduce it on a regular basis, and then we have to figure out why this happens, and then we have to figure out what the fix is, and then the fix has to be implemented, etc., etc., etc. So sometimes it takes a while. Like, that is just the nature of the beast. That is the nature of video game development.
Great job on the patch and hot fixes. So far, you all deserve the upcoming weekend. Well, the
thing is about his free Steam weekend.
The developers have been working so hard, like really so hard. But of course, we will be monitoring what's happening, and specifically with exploits. So we will still have people working.
And purge fixes, which I also see people asking about in chat, is something that we have added a bunch of fixes to in on the PC version. And that stuff will make it to consoles at a later date. Unfortunately, we don't have a firm ETA right now, but it is something that is that's being worked on, and it's something that's going to hopefully happen as soon as possible. But the console patches first have to be made, then they have to go through certification, and then all that kind of stuff. But
talking about that, Mr. Smoking just says, "You guys have done nothing for console glitches."
I think we've done a lot, because
the thing is, of course, that a lot of the fixes that came to PC now are specifically also for consoles.
Yes.
That will address quite a lot of things. Which, of course, me saying that is not going to help, because I know you guys are waiting for that specific patch.
Yeah.
But once that patch is out, it should actually have significant improvements specifically for consoles as well.
Some of the servers might actually be working. Some of the purges might actually be working a little too well, because I've heard of people having like 4 purges in a row on one of the official servers.
Getting exhausting.
So that's it can happen sometimes. It'd be like that sometimes. But yeah, like there are, of course, updates coming to consoles as well. Like, we haven't forgotten about you. I know that it's sometimes it might seem like that way if things take time, but we have absolutely not forgotten about our console players, and we are working on getting the console patches out. Things just take time, unfortunately. And a lot of the PC players in chat are just kind of like, I can confirm that Purge is working very well. So that's...
Had a Purge last night, and it was glorious. This is insane. WL.
I think that was and the final thing that we wanted to mention is something called the Black Yeti, which I'm just gonna do this so it doesn't kill me, and then spawn it in, and just remove that. I'm also gonna make sure that this chat updates properly.
Is there anything on the horizon for Thrall passive animations, Thrall interactions? I mean, we have been working on, a wheel for the Thrall, so you can set it to like passive or aggressive and those things. So that's in the works. So we have been working on this. It's just not like, I don't actually know the ETA or the status of that right now.
Yep. And this is the Black Yeti. I mean, he's a bit outside his comfort zone, so I think he's sweating a bit.
He's too furry for
But this is this is an example of like an elite monster that we added into the game. Like his eyes are glowing, his fur is all black. He
needs a chiropractor.
He does.
Dude.
There's a bit of a thing there, and he's not attacking me because I'm cloaked right now.
Poor guy.
And I think we're just gonna put him out of his misery, and then he's gonna collapse like a flag.
Wow, look at those nails. All right.
Those are some
Ooh, butt cheeks.
nice looking claws, and he's got some butt cheeks. Because our character artist is into that stuff, I guess.
Please never stop the updates coming, and I won't ever get to a point where I can't find an incentive to play this great game more.
Thank you so much.
That is super nice to hear, and we don't have any plans to stop the updates.
Yep. So yeah, that's the Black Yeti. It can be found southeast of the volcano and in the mountains northeast of the Mountains of the Dead, and it's more like a wandering monster type of thing. So there aren't a lot of legendary chests around it, but it will still drop a key. So you can grab that key and then run towards another chest and then open it and hopefully not get attacked by whatever monster you find nearby. Also, the Black Yeti can spawn as a purge boss if you're so lucky.
Ooh,
so you'll need to take it down you need to take it down then and there as well.
I still like the fact that it can be purged by an army of scorpions. Or
Yeah.
snakes. Was it snakes too?
Yeah.
That's so Indiana Jones. That's like
Why did it have to be snakes?
Why did it have to be snakes? Yeah, someone asked about the Conan single player. That's unfortunately something that we can't comment on. We don't have any info about that right now either. But rest assured, we are among the first who really want to share exciting things with you. So we will share as soon as we can.
Yeah, it's like once we're allowed and once we can share more, of course we will. But we might not always be able to share stuff.
What is super important is, man, I've been ignored on chat tabs for like 5 streams. Silver Saucer, what was your question? I'm sorry if we like miss some questions. Sometimes it feels like I'm reading everything, but then when I watch the stream back, I'm like, what? I don't think I've seen that question. So it's not that we try to ignore you on purpose. Absolutely not. It's just like with like a huge screen with tons of text, it's just like it's super easy to miss something.
And yes, there might be spider purges, which I saw Insane SWL was asking about.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm never gonna play Conan Exiles ever again because.
Could you guys explain why the PlayStation is having a big lag problem? So someone earlier mentioned that they were just updating the licenses. Was it that, right?
Yeah, but that gets them into the servers. This is.
Are you talking about the PS4 problems right now, or the PS4 problems that have been existing for a while? Because that's something that the PC patch we think will address, at least hopefully partially as well. So whenever the console patch is coming out, it should relieve that issue for consoles.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, the damn thing won't. There we go.
New messages.
Stupid chat, new messages.
Oh god, if spider purge. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the thing, I'm not afraid of spiders.
I hate spiders, they're the worst. And I
usually... Ants are the worst. I have a phobia of ants. There's even a name for it, I think.
Usually I don't mind video game spiders, but our spiders look too real, in my opinion.
That is true, and they move very like creepy.
Yes, and I hate them, and they make the skittering sound, and it's yeah.
Shout out to Vapier
like the
again,
the giant spider with the hair and all that. Oh god, it's the worst.
Fantastic.
I hate it.
Mounts. We are not working on mounts, and we currently don't have any plans for mounts.
Yep.
That's the status on that. I'm sorry, I don't have different news.
Yep. We know. We know people really want it. We know people have been asking about it for a while, but
Arachnophobia confirmed.
that is all we have to say about mounts. Like, it's currently not being worked on, and yeah.
But I've been purchased by spiders on PS4. It's not new. That could be. I'm actually not sure if spider purchase were in from before. Rob can probably answer that. He knows.
He might be able to answer that.
Yeah, it depends, of course, where you're building on what kind of purchase you're getting.
Yes. Sorcery or VR support. So VR support,
Why
I don't
no
think
lines
is gonna...
in the game? There is actually a line in the game.
Is there?
There is a line in the game now.
Is there a line in the sand?
It's actually kind of an Easter egg.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. Okay, I'm gonna answer the question that was about sorcery or VR support. VR support, as far as I know, we don't have any plans for. at all. And as far as sorcery goes, sorcery is currently on ice, and because we've been focusing on like critical bugs and issues reported by the community, and we've been focusing on improving the game before the free weekend that's going to happen very, very shortly, hopefully. And
Maybe we got some news on that.
basically we'll have to recheck the status on sorcery later on and see if it's something that we still have resources to roll out, or if it's something that we still want to roll out.
We'll absolutely will let you know what's happening.
Yes. Once we know more, there will be more stuff coming out.
Just checking my Slack to see if there's news. Maybe every weekend,
for example. Yeah. And like we see people posting in chat about glitching and bugs and exploits and all that kind of stuff. And as we mentioned earlier, we are working on these things, and we unfortunately don't have a system now for administrating our official servers. We've talked about this before on our forums, we've talked about it on social media, etc., etc. But so what we're trying to do is we're trying to remove these exploits altogether, and the way we can do that is with your help. Like, if you know how an exploit is performed, like, please tell us. If you know a certain way to gain an advantage over other players that's not legitimate, like, please tell us, because the more information you give us, the easier and the faster we can take care of these issues. Because once we realize that, like, this is something that needs to be prioritized, we will prioritize it. We will 100% prioritize it. That's what I wanted to say about that.
So roadmap, please. So right now what we want to do is we want to get, of course, this current patch as stable, or like as I mean, it is stable, it's out as well, but we want to get it on console, of course, first. And as you know, the focus for this specific patch roadmap was to strengthen basically the core of the game. That's like the building system, the purchase, the AI and thrall systems, and all with like input from the community, and fix exploits specifically as well. Adding more things for role players, and also balancing in general. That's all the things that we've done now. So for now we want to get that on consoles as well, because it has like significant performance improvements as well. And now for next week, or maybe 2 weeks depending, is of course we want to put in the building optimizations that we had to remove, which will be, I hope, really great both for PC and for consoles. And after that we will be looking at more things, and we will absolutely let you know what kind of roadmap we have planned for after this. But right now we need to focus on getting this patch out on all platforms.
Yes, and I also see people asking about new map because I know that this looks very, very suspicious to a lot of people, but right now we don't have any plans of expanding the map. Like, we wanted to add more biomes during early access. We did that. We added the Frozen North, and at launch, at full launch, we added the swamp right here, and then we also added the volcano area right here with some new dungeons and some extra goodies in them. And like, that was the plan. Like, that was it. Currently we don't really have any more plans to expand the map. I mean, it might change, but I can't promise that it will at all. Never say never, obviously.
Right now there are no plans.
Right now we are not planning to expand the map.
But of course there's plans for additional content, and as soon as we know, and we know the status of what we're working on, we'll of course tell you.
That is the idea. Yeah. Once we have more to say, then we can of course.
We should give away some DLCs.
We should give away some DLCs.
Yeah, before we.
So if you're in Twitch chat, I'm gonna open up this. I'm gonna reset it, and then I'm gonna open up a giveaway. So if you're in Twitch chat, just type in !raffle, and then you can win a DLC key of your choice.
That empty space is where all the dungeons will be placed, right?
Yes, you can just like wander in and just see.
There is actual different space too to place dungeons.
They're like, I think the dungeons are placed around like these areas. Like, it's very outside of certain areas. Anyway. Oh God, it's all of these people are in already. It's amazing.
Can we get a stability notification? Building and stability is too low.
Well, I think that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. usually when stability is too low, you just can't build there. Like
But
there's
it doesn't.
the thing doesn't
we had
appear.
that. We actually discussed that. I know because it came up in suggestions a few times that it doesn't necessarily tell you why you can't build or why you can't place.
Yeah.
There's not enough information like why can't I place this thing here? What exactly is missing? So we've actually been discussing this, and that would go into that system.
I think I think this giveaway broke Restream chat because
no.
the chat isn't updating now.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, we're gonna close that.
Oh no.
See if I can open it up again. Poor Restream
That's
chat.
sad. I don't know what people are saying.
There we go. We opened up again. Yep.
Has entered the giveaway, so that's a good sign.
Thank you, Sad Flute, for entering the giveaway.
And thank you, Silthulu, for the follow. I like that name. There's also a bug where the snap point goes away, so being able to tell which issue it is would be nice. Yeah, I mean, we're still improving on the building quality of life things as well. So we have collected quite a few suggestions from your side, of course, from the forums and from Reddit and Steam and all the different areas. So we'll keep.
We need a crossover between Conan, Mortal Kombat, Stargate, and Predator. That's going to be very difficult, I think. And I don't think Cabinet, the guys who own the Conan license, is going to allow us that. But, you know, one can always dream. Of course. Is this PTR live right now? All the things that we've talked about in this stream is currently live right now. This isn't
on
test
PC.
live or, yeah, on PC, of course. Only on PC. But yeah, if you are a PC player, you can just play the game, and then you will find all this stuff. I mean, you'll have to look for it a little bit, and then you'll find it. The Steam Free Weekend is supposed to be from later today until evening on Monday.
Whenever Steam, whenever the person who needs to push the button at Steam is up, at Valve is up. And
that's it's gonna get there. Yes. And man, this giveaway is just like flying. Yeah, so far the majority want event log names shown, which is weird because most posts we saw on the forums were about removing them, but we'll see. And
would it be possible to have a server setting for builders that do not worry about building stability? I'm not sure we would like to do that design-wise, because I think the whole building system is kind of based on somewhat reality and physics. So I'm not sure that would be... I mean, I'm never saying never again, but I feel that the design behind the whole building system is a little bit different, and they want that stability like feature in place.
Silver Saucer, that's a suggestion that I can take back we can take back to the dev team. Right now I think there should be a clan chat, and there should be a regular chat in the game as well. Let me see if I can get the chat.
New boss mob soloable. Well, it depends kind of if you refer to like big bosses or mini bosses.
So yeah, you can switch between there's like a local chat, and then there's clan messages, so you can switch between the two, at least local and global, if you want to. And yeah, I will make the suggestion about whisper chat and all that kind of stuff.
People do not complain about things that are how they like them to be. So yeah, all people that like names in event logs just kept quiet. Well, that's the thing though. That's the reason we do have a conversation going on right now and the poll, and we do need your input on this, because we're aware that not everyone like frequents the forums, but we need to, at least we're trying to get as much input as we can.
Yep.
So if you see it and you want others to comment on it, you should also like share it with your friends or your community if you play on a like I don't know, specific server, and you're like, please go vote, right? From what I understand is like, which makes sense to me too, is that PvP players are kind of split between if they want it or not. And PvE and PvEC is pretty clear that they don't mind showing the names. But anyway, we'll keep having an eye on it, and it might even be an idea to do an actual official survey. Yep. So people get like a pop-up in game and they go and vote, so we get even more input, because it's obviously also clear to us that not everyone would see that poll and would actually comment on it. So we want to make sure we get a good like overall impression of what the community actually wants.
Yes. All right, the giveaway has closed. So everyone typing in raffle in chat, you're out of luck. Sorry, unfortunately. But I'm gonna pick the winner, and then I'm gonna get this thing ready because I like pushing this button. The winner is Jerk Fawns in Twitch chat. Congratulations.
What's the name?
Jerk Fawns.
Congratulations!
So, hey!
Congratulations!
Jerk Fawns. Yeah.
Congratulations!
Oh, jerk.
Congratulations!
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I even pushed the button.
Nice.
So I'm gonna find them in the Twitch chat. I'm gonna send them a whisper. And that is for a DLC key of your choice.
Yeah, you can also, if you have all of them already, you can also say that I'll just wait.
For example,
if in case there's a new DLC that I like that one.
It can be any kind of DLC key you would like, or it can be a future DLC key if you want. That's not confirmation of a future DLC, by the way. It depends on if there are future DLCs. So we shall see. We shall see. And people asking about the poll on the forum. I think that's under general discussion, perhaps.
Yeah.
And then
it says yay or nay. Where is it?
there we go.
There.
I'm gonna blast that out in all chats.
226 votes.
So, you know, if in case you have a account on the forum, you can go and vote. All right, I'm gonna pick another winner because we got a bunch of entries. And the winner this time is Kalak001. Congratulations. I'm gonna push the button again.
Congratulations! Congratulations!
And people apparently made accounts just so they can vote.
Congratulations!
Congratulations! Congratulations!
Info on.
Yes, please do.
No info so far.
That's from Close Encounter of the Fourth
Kind?
Kind. Yes.
Yeah, correct.
And apparently it's been used in a bunch of other movies as well.
Yeah,
all these anime characters congratulating you are dead. Well, yes, but they also sort of exist as a mental image inside Shinji's mind. I haven't actually watched the show. I've just read a bunch of stuff about Evangelion, so I might just be talking out of my butt, unfortunately. But yeah.
How about Jan?
Someone is getting reprimanded by management. Am I?
What? What? Oh, someone is getting reprimanded by management. I'm sorry. What happens?
I have no idea. What did I do? I don't know.
Management.
What did I do? Did
I say something?
Does he mean you? Or?
Oh, no.
Maybe Rue is tweeting
Alright.
about this.
I'm
gonna pick a third winner in our
Yes, I
giveaway, and the
have-
third winner is Styx is Awesome. Please pick up in chat, and we can send you a cool. We can send you a DLC key. All right, here we go. Push the button.
Congratulations! Congratulations! Congratulations!
We will send these off.
Congratulations.
Once the stream
Congratulations.
is,
Congratulations! Congratulations!
So congratulations.
yeah.
Do we know more?
Remember,
Do we know more?
I'm just asking. I haven't seen any specific notifications.
No.
But remember, chat, community, we have a Steam free weekend starting any moment.
Really?
Yes.
Any moment? All right,
Any
that's
moment.
cool.
Hopefully, well, I think so.
Yeah.
It should be like at least in the next hour.
Hopefully.
Any moment in the next hour, and it will last until Monday evening, our time.
So it's gonna be around like Monday around 6,
7-ish as well.
as
Yeah, depending on when it starts today.
Yeah.
We'll end the same time on Monday.
Yes.
Kind of around that time.
Can we buy a Funcom sweater? Unfortunately not. These are internal use
actually-
only.
Yeah, these are actually developer sweaters.
Yes.
So that's the thing that would make it a bit tricky, right? Even though a lot of you are kind of like part of the team with all the reports and feedback that you're getting us and helping us fix things and improve things and fix exploits specifically. Even though I know a lot of you are frustrated that we're not fixing them fast enough for you guys, but I assure you that we are on the case. We're trying to fix them as fast as we can. Because there's no like nothing to be gained for us to keep them in the game longer than needed.
Exactly.
There's really nothing that would we don't gain anything from
Right fan on the arm fixed.
Aw, yeah.
But maybe we'll be able to do other kinds of giveaways going forward. Yeah, Fox the Hyena
Absolutely.
says that it's usually around like 7 p.m. So we will of course update all our social channels and forums and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely,
once,
we'll
once it
blast
comes
you
out.
guys so you know immediately when you can invite
Are we
your
allowed
friends
to say
play with
that?
you.
Blast
Blast you guys? I mean, in a nice way.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
I meant in a nice way,
Yes.
chat. I meant in a nice way. I would
All right.
never do anything. Like, I would never be aggressive like that and do something.
I think we're gonna sign off because we've been
Yeah.
going for about an hour now,
Yeah.
and I hope everyone found this enlightening, and I think we're gonna go.
Okay,
What?
I'm gonna comment on one last thing.
Okay.
So yeah, we know that quite a lot of you are really irritated by the fact that it gets wet
Yes, indoors. Gets so wet.
And the thing is, even though it doesn't seem that way, but that is actually quite tricky to fix. But since we know, and we've been actually hounding the developers about this as well, because we know that quite a few of you are really irritated about this, that we are trying to look into it. But it, as I said, it's actually not that straightforward to fix. I mean, it's on the Trello too. We know that a lot of you have voted on that as well, so we will try to look into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone in chat
Alrighty.
suggested auctioning away my sweaters and t-shirts. Never. Over my dead body, from my cold dead hands, or from the Salvation Army store that I give my old t-shirts to when I don't want to use them anymore. Anyway, we're gonna sign off.
Yes.
We're gonna go hopefully get back to work.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely. Like,
We are gonna get back to work.
as always, thank you guys and girls so very much for being part of our community and being patient with us if patches get delayed. Delayed. We're like, the team here is really working hard. Like, the developers are working so hard. Everyone wants, of course, Conan to be the best he can be, Conan Exiles.
Yes.
But we are so very thankful for having you in the community and helping us with feedback and reports and suggestions as well.
And as always, before we go, Nicole, who should be in chat, at least on Twitch, if maybe Nicole has found someone that we can raid.
We'll host someone.
Let's raid someone.
Please
maybe,
be nice.
Please.
Please be nice. Maybe give them even a follow.
Yeah, and
say
you know,
hello
please
to
be
them.
nice to everyone who's joining us for the free weekend.
Yeah, be
So-
good to each other.
Yeah.
We need more friendliness and more understanding, respect for each other.
It looks like we're rating Exarkin with about 200 viewers. So give them our best. Tell them that they're awesome and that we love them. And then we're gonna sign off and we're gonna get back to work. So we'll see you guys in about a week's time.
Yes. Bye.
Holy moly. 218 Funcom raid.
My lord.
Holy moly. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the stream. Raid them bases. How is it going? Hi everybody, I'm Exarkin. I'm a variety streamer, but I have fallen back in love with Conan. I never was out of love, but we are playing a lot of it. A lot of it now. Thank you for that host, Siri Carey. And we're happy to be. We're having a blast.